So the next one is a username password login. Let's look at the source code. And let's do username, password. The username was created. Okay. Interesting. Oh, we're back to SQL. It was a long time since we had SQL. Oops. That's interesting. Look at what it did. Why did it do this? Right, look. Suddenly, it just realized that I can do this and I understand this code. I've never seen it do this. You know, I usually put the block thingy there first. But look what it did. So let's undo that and let's do the PHP. I didn't realize it would do that if I didn't do this. So we can see again that we have database is clear every 5 minutes, and we have a information about the table users with username and password. And every 5 minutes, well, let's remember that so we don't do stuff and like be what happened? This should have worked, or assuming that something doesn't work. So since we have the code, I do look at the code first, right? So we got a user created message there too. Let's actually add this. Entered username and the password. Let's just put this screenshot here too, because it's kind of information we have. So let's. Now we know this is not a login, it is a user creation thingy, right? It says login though. So, well, so this is what we see here. And if we go back, and we see it remember there the username. Oh, this is a more advanced page. Apparently we are actually entering stuff into the database. Went back and username was pre-filled. Click the button with empty password. So then of course we need to log into. So let's go back again. And this time we do password. And we log in. Hello username. So Also, I didn't say went back here. Just went back, went back again, and filled in the password. And then we have, so, and of course this database is emptied because people will add a lot of stuff in it, right? It's still on the internet. So now we need to read the code, and then we can try SQLite like already now, but oh, let's just check something first. So I have a few messages. There. Since I've been streaming for 6.5 hours, I better check my messages. So I'm just sending a message to my mom. If we should. She was with my sisters until yesterday, but now she's home again. So let's see. There. So let's see. So maybe it's 21:33. I'm thinking, should I just continue? It's fun, and maybe should like to make a quick call to my mom before it is 22, because that's our deadline, you know. Too late for calls. She goes to bed kinda early. Let's see. I'm thinking, like, I don't think a lot of people is watching, but I don't know if it's Twitch. That's Twitch. Twitchy. it's a bit hard to see anyway. So let's continue. When I get these summaries from Twitch, it always seems to be like more people than I thought. So there, let's see. So many messages. So I see that she's typing a reply. So I'm looking for a thumbs up here. There, and did she reply? No. I have is replying again. Sorry. The worst stream ever. Me just waiting for messages. So let's see here. So we know that we have a users table in the database, but we haven't looked at any of the functions here yet. It's probably kind of simple stuff. I was like, what? And then it was kind of funny. Oh well, not anything you would understand. There. So, MySQLite close, and then we have right. Yeah, so I recognize these. So this is the actual, these are the functions. So let's start with where the logic starts. So if we have a username in the request and the password in the request, then we log into this with a secret password. And we select the database natas27. And if this is a valid user, the username we sent, it check credentials, and if it is check okay, welcome username, here is your dump data link. Right, we get our data. Okay, so it looks like this, the data. Array username, password, right? So, dump data link, request link, dump data. Yeah, so we have check crits, dump data. We need to check these, you know, and wrong password for user, username, HTML entities. This is not ours, right? This is a function from, yeah. It's a PHP function, so let's check it out. Convert all applicable characters to HTML entity, so it's like making it a bit safer or nicer, maybe even. We can set flags too, but I don't think we did in the code, right? BR. No, plus BR. So there are no second parameters here. And else, if this was not a valid user, then we make a create user here instead. So kind of simple and easy. The valid user is using the link to the database with the natas27 database set and sends along the username. So let's look at valid user first. I'm kind of... No, it was not on top. Check credentials is there. Not logical. So, function valid user. Select star from users where username. And if we get a reply with more lines than 0, then we return true. So very simple, and I'm assuming this is the same with the password too, right? So my SQLi real escape string. Okay, this is doing that too, and also this. So here we have a different naming for the MySQLite stuff. Real escape string. This function is used to create a legal SQL string. It's loud. Yeah, so I'm actually going to get an ice cream. I think I'm worth that. Okay. This function is used to create a legal SQL string that you can use in an SQL statement. It's encoded to produce an escaped SQL string, taking into account the current character set of the connection. So it's not really so I have to answer my mom. So I'm just saying goodnight. I'm going to say goodnight to So I'm starting to miss my youngest. He's 14. I haven't seen him in 1 week and 2 days. Oh my god. It's a long time. So we're going there, we're going there. So there. Ice cream that you can put on the table. Kind of useful, but also hard to eat. Right, so is encoded, abused, and escaped SQL string taking into account the current character set of the connection. Security, the default character set. The character set must be either set at the server level or with an API function. For it to affect, MySQL will escape string. See the concepts section on character sets for more information. String. The string to be escaped. Characters encoded are so, I don't really know what this means. So let's just try this function, right? So this is why we have PHP running. So let's look at it. This is not the correct one. This is. So we're currently at 27, so let's make a new file here. And I'm one-handed again with ice cream, sorry. First of all, let's do there. So here's our test string. No, we need a connection to a database for this, right? We do have a database. I mean, this is a full thing, a test thing here. New air. In order to connect to a server, you have to create a so-called session manager. So okay. Oh. Had to send some hearts too. Hearts. So let's continue. So it's a local database on 3306. I think that the default password was root, so I set it to root. Because I couldn't do, like, I didn't want to do anything advanced here, right? So, I'm sorry, I'm getting messages on Messenger and WhatsApp here from my family. I only use those for family stuff. So let's see. Databases. Well, I don't think there's any database. This is local. My goodness. Created 1 minute ago. So I'm closing that down now because I said we'll talk tomorrow. Then he asked a lot of questions, so I don't want to sit typing forever. Better to talk then. So, network type. So the advanced was like this. Let's just click. Let's see what more is. So let's click open. Access denied. Using password, yes. Yes, it was the other one, the first one we tried, that I had to set the password, which is odd. I couldn't set it to nothing either. So this is something I just test stuff with and I close it, you know, it's not like it's a serious thing. Definitely will never be on the internet. Or even on. So, alright, I'm like, what are you watching? So, I'm sorry if this is kind of slow when I'm eating ice cream. Let's look at this database. So, MySQL. Created 21. Okay. So I shouldn't have bought this ice cream, it's too good, you know? So we don't have to open those up, but let's look at something. Well, by the way, maybe if I click like this, yeah, then I will see information more about them. And if we format this, it will be for all of them. Nice. So I like this tool. Kinda nice. Hide SQL portable. So this is what was installed automatically here. Nice. So, columns. Character sets. Right, so data. Yeah, so I thought this is about it. And there would be this too. And we can query it. And this will change. So if we were to click something else here, like double click it, we would hop here, right? Logical and nice. And we can see the data. So MySQL. So we have a database here. And this will minimize it, not close it. So we can make a connection to the database. So here is the code. Sorry for using one hand. And then we have the end code here. Copy. Paste. Let's just delete those. So it actually is localhost for us, but I don't remember. Root and username, password, of course. Right, and the database name. We don't have much, you know. I guess we'll do information schema. So just open it up on the other screen. So let's see if I can copy this, or if I have to type with one hand. Information schema. There. And So where did I really copy this from? This is the first one to check the valid user. So, USR to user. Using the link. So did we have this up in Firefox? By the way. Yeah, here. So it returns a string and it gets a string. Wait. Yeah. Because this is the dot object-oriented style and we're doing the style. So we need the SQL database, and this is what I copied, right? That's why it's looking odd. With the type too, string. And it will return something. So echo. And this is definitely not what we're supposed to have here. We're supposed to have like a link. Oh my god, why did it delete? This is so hard to type. There. Link. And a string, something, and it will just return a string. So let's put this a bit apart. So test string. There, I saved it. So now we can go over here, we can run it. And we got test string back, meaning we connected to the database okay and everything. Which is kinda nice, right? Sorry, I'm now I'm done with ice cream. So let's see, I want to have OBS up first. There. So let's see. I'm thinking we'll change the
DJ Chateau says, "What war game are you doing?"
So I'm changing the title of the stream to playing with PHP and MySQL here. Done on can I even change it here for YouTube? That's a question. Do we have an answer? Yeah, so I guess I'll have to do it in browser. So, YouTube Studio, content, live, edit. So this is the goal, is the other thing, but I'm like really going to look into MySQL for a bit, so I'm thinking it's just better to actually do that. Here we have the test string. Now I have two hands. Sorry. Yeah, so I'll have to. I should actually like spend tomorrow fixing a computer to bring me to the countryside house. That's really what I should do, right? So that I have a chance even to test stream from there. I think it will be possible. But not as many hours. So echo MySQL will escape string. So now we can test stuff in this string. Let's say that we add a few funny characters here. And like this. Like, let's escape these, right? Because we couldn't do it otherwise anyway, right? So let's see if we save this and update this one. It looks the same, right? So it's not like it removes any characters or anything from the string. It's just checking that the character set is okay. So let's also add like this. Whatever, you know. Well, it's not like checking this should be an okay username. It's just checking that it's an okay string. So this shouldn't really be a problem for us. So we can notice here that it did escape. Did you see that? It added an escape to this character here. So it did something with it now. Here. Which could be a problem for us. So if we were to use like the normal well, let's make a new one. So it really wants to do stuff. So let's see if we were to type like, that's not what I wanted to do. So or 1 equals 1, right? What will it do this if we send it through this real escape string, right? Right, we need a new line here. .br. So what it does, it escapes us trying to end the previous string, right? It escapes the character there, which is secure. Do we like that? Right. So I'm just curious why this is necessary. So let's try sending in something else here. Let's go for this. SQL. So here is else thingy -majig. Great. Let's see what it does with this, right? First of all, we won't be able to put this in there because of the one of the characters will break our own string, so I will actually escape this character, okay? Because otherwise we can't send it on. Running the PHP. It also escaped this character here. Didn't do anything else with it, I think. So if I just copy and just put it up here to compare with. So nothing else. Didn't touch anything else. I didn't even copy the full thing. Well, so we played a bit of this. We actually connected to the database. We can do other things there too. Let's continue looking at the thingy. Now we have the PHP ready for if and when we need it. So so I'm kind of a bit aware that it's getting late here in Sweden, so let's just do a quick check. So we have Tiberius on. Maybe I'll just do him. Maybe I should stop. We'll do a bit more at least, right? We'll see. We'll see. So just notice there were 3 likes on the stream on YouTube. I'm like, what? Thank you, people. Thank you. So let's see here. So we just checked this function here, which it uses to pass the strings before they are actually sent into the query here, and it will escape characters, so we wouldn't be able to like add something here because it will be escaped like that, just being a normal character in the username, which would be a very strange username. So we're not supposed to do that, at least. We're supposed to add stuff to the database here, I'm thinking. Then we have the query we sent, and this returns true if we get more than one line where the username and password is. So since we create our own username, here is the valid user check, here is the check credentials check, and then we have the dump data and the create user. Let's look at the create user first. So create user, we have the link to the MySQL database, username and password. Isn't this funny? If USR is not the same as trim USR, go away hacker. Okay. That's funny. And then we have it escaping the strings for username and password again. And then the query is insert in the users. Username, password, values. Yeah, user password. So we can create a user in the database. We can edit the database here. So let's look at PHP's trim function. What? Oh. I was like, where is it? But I opened it in the other side. So trim PHP. So white space, how? Strip white space or are the characters from the beginning and end of a string. So what are the characters? Characters. Okay, so we don't have a specific stuff to cut away, right? But it can do other things. But what's the default functionality then? Like, this function returns a string with white space stripped from the beginning and end of string. Without the second parameter, trim will skip these characters. So here's the default. Ordinary space, tab, new line, character returned, null byte, vertical tab. The string that will be trimmed. So I'm just thinking, first of all, it only does it on one, right? It only does it on the username, not on the password. So is this a hint for us to do something with the password then? To use one of these default characters to do something there. So substring. Oh, it's also a check for the length. We only get 64 first characters of them both. So query insert into users. Yeah. So let's look at the dump data now. So dump data link user, and USR is checked, and select star from users where username, right? So it's exactly user here also. So could there be several users with different passwords? Otherwise this would always be one, right? So res query result. So if the result is more than one line, while row equals MySQL fetch as res. Thanks for reporting this bug. Return print our row. Okay, so they missed something there. Okay, so let's look what print rs2 does. PHP printer, and let's look at the second. var dump and var export will also show protected and private properties of objects. Static class members will not be shown. So this is default is false. So if you would like to capture the output of print r, use a return parameter. Okay. So it will only return like boo otherwise. Yeah, so if we want it to send this on, like we're going to return it, we need to say that it's a return thing. So it won't print it, we'll just return it instead. So that's kind of special bug. But we would still have gotten the information, right? From it printing right there. Because I'm assuming it will print it later. Yeah, let's look at this one too. I'm just assuming it will get another oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong link. So fetch the next row of the result set in an associative array. Yeah. Assumed that. So the next line of the result. This is also a hint, you know, that we're supposed to get something into there. I need a quick bathroom break.
Not safe for Wi-Fi says. Hi?
Yeah, so I actually closed my door. My kid is actually falling asleep. All right, hi. I didn't have my audio on. I'll fix that. I'll put it outside here. So I actually didn't hear anything. What? Oh, must have touched this somehow. Oh, okay, so sorry. I just realized that the TTS had read stuff and I didn't hear it because I didn't have this in my ear. So, hi, not safe for Wi-Fi, and what war game are you doing from the... sorry for missing the messages. How long ago was it? It was just now? Anyway, hi. Right, so we are playing around with PHP a bit here at the same time as we're doing this. So we're testing the functions. But this is natas27 now. So this one seems tricky. But I think we have a few hints here. First of all, we know the table as we have done before. We know that the database gets clearer every 5 minutes. And it has escaped the string. It doesn't mean that we can't put special characters in there. But we can't do like... we can't put like quotes and stuff in there. That are not escaped. So... where is the other one? Here. The go away hacker. For USR, but not for password, right? So it's like a hint that maybe we're supposed to actually use these characters in some way for password then. This is space tab, new line, carriage return, but I'm thinking it's mostly useful for users. If we could make a user called admin space, you know, and it would see it as admin or something. This is what we were looking at. Yeah, fetching the next row of the results. I think we read all the code, really. Did we? Did I? I didn't really do everything. So, also they do substring, 64 characters. Here. When the user is created. And the data is inserted in the username password. And then we have the printing out of the data. Let's look at it. It looks like this. So we run like all of the versions or variations here. Now this username will be gone because it's been more than 5 minutes since I did it. But it prints back our data to us like this. So I'm assuming that our password could be like PHP code or something, maybe. I don't know. How will it read this?
What's the difficulty of this war game?
So in some way we're supposed to get the password, and in some of them the password is in text and just censored, like in an if statement. In some of them it's in the database somewhere. Right, so we can actually try. Let's see if there is like a user called admin here, because if we say like say admin password here, right, and log in, and if it creates the user, then it didn't exist already. And then we can just go back and we can try and log in with admin, and it will say wrong password for user admin. And then if we do password here, it will print username and password. So this is like the whole functionality. Right, so I just remember that what we had before is that we had a user called like natas28 here. And if we log in with this one, it says wrong password, right? So I was right, this user exists. So what we need to do is to get the username for this one. And we cannot use natas some kind of odd, it's like a space here. It will say go away hacker. And I just knew that from reading the code. I haven't tried it. So it's using the list of characters that's here. This is what we can't use in the username. So, but now we know that we're supposed to log in as this user to get its password listed on the screen. So thanks for the question. You made me remember that it was quite some time ago since we had SQL stuff in this. The previous ones have been like odd. So this one was including stuff and looking at the log file to get the password. Yeah. So we're back to SQL. PHP and learning stuff about this again. Yeah, right, I screenshotted these at the start there. So now I've read all of the code. So it does the MySQLi real escape string on all the embed we make, and it also does this check for trimming it. So how? And if you meant difficulty like what level it is, I guess it's up to 34, I think, then it stops. So we're like in the end of it, and the first one was just looking at the at the source, and we got the password. So it's getting harder and harder. So we're definitely, this is the return of the dump data function here. Dump data here. This is where it prints, here's your data, welcome username. So we need it to think that we are this user, natas28. Let's add this to the notes, and maybe when I type I will remember things. So SQL again. I tested username natas28 and it exists. Goal most probably is to get the password of natas28. There is checks using that using there are checks so
I'm starting with stream, and I've a big doubt how do you stream like 7 or plus hours without pain it is possible. Me knees are killing me RN.
Okay, yes, actually I haven't moved a lot now. But I do have like a I move even if I sit like this. I have a stool here, soft thing underneath that I put my legs up sometimes and down sometimes. I also could raise my desk if I would like be uncomfortable anyway, and not sit all the time. So I even have a treadmill I can put under my desk if I want to. So, but I'm not uncomfortable yet. It's just 7 or 36 minutes. And my kid is actually going to bed. So I should too.
That's
so
awesome, like a mechanical desk.
After him. Yeah. So it's electric, so I can just go up and down. That's kind of nice. So escapes. So I think it only escapes like and maybe more. And then we have trim, trims white space from usernames, right? But it's the username that we want. My God. Apparently I kind of missed there totally. So also this, let's add what it does by default. Oh, this is so annoying. There, so it wasn't as annoying as I feared. There, so we have all the special characters that are trimmed. So this is what we have to go on. Well, our checks, of course. I was going to just make one check first. Then I realized the trim too, right? So the dump data here is what we want. It HTML entities. So I think I searched on HTML entities. It's also like making it safe. So it's doing the same here. It's doing that with like all the data that's outputted. Print, echo, HTML entities. So let's check into so they had a bug here that didn't do that, which is fixed. So is used when for output. And what it does, we will remember now. I think I already got it open, but so convert all applicable characters to HTML entities. So HTML entity decode. So let's run this HTML entities in our test file, right? So here we have a funny thing here. So before we print this to screen, let's make a copy of this and run this function too. On all the output, right? So I'm sighing before I see it. So oh right, it also translated this to HTML entities here, which is kind of funny, right? I didn't mean that. So let's view the source, and let's yeah, we have and LT and GT. So, but not all the characters are and AMP. So, and of course this is the BR. Okay, let me fix the code quickly by moving this parenthesis over here.
Your constancy and discipline, it's remarkable. I'm sad that I can't use Twitch a lot.
Okay, so why can't you? Is it... I'm not doing it all the time, you know, and I've been later now when I'm on vacation. I've been sleeping in and stuff. So, I didn't stream Monday. So, I did save that, right? Control S, and then we update this. Yeah, so we have a BR there at the end instead. So let's actually add some actual new lines, because I didn't care, because it was, you know, so let's make it a tiny bit better, because it's annoying. So here we can see it easier. So the quote is made quote by this. So try and make code with this. Right, let's look at this one too. It looks the same. It looks the same. and it's not underneath because the quote is there. This one is still there, but it's escaped. When we try this here, I just tested this as one of the examples, and I did not backslash that. These I did because otherwise it didn't work. Also this one too, because it's in the string that has these. So, and it has this one too. So this is just a test for this really right now. So a few characters, and they are like, some of them are escaped, or rather HTMLified. So now I'm moving a bit when I said, so now I put one leg on top of the other. So yeah, so this is what we have to live with. Replaces and ampersand and also this. Well, also this too. With HTML. So this is what we have. How will we get to be the natas28, logged in as natas28 without being able to, like, we can't stop the string and add code. So we can't do any kind of union select or just or one or true thingies or any kind of thing like that, because it will escape all the data in. Just checking that it really does it everywhere. Here too. So when it creates user, it also uses so when it creates a user, it uses this. But it makes the create user one, which is doing this, you know? So but we can put stuff in the database. We can create users and they can have funny names like special characters, but they will be escaped. So I'm thinking it's almost time to check for vulnerabilities in these functions. So what does this stuff not do, right? SQL injection that gets around. Yes, this is what I want. And this is a question, of course. Is there an SQL injection possibility even when using this. Consider the sample situation. Login password. Yes. Heard numerous people say to me that code like that's the most dangerous possible to hack, even when this is used. Classic injections like this does not work. I prefer not to give verbal errors like invalid user, invalid password. It tells brute force. Well, answer the question. It's horrible from the usability point of view, though. Sometimes you couldn't use your main nickname address. Forget it after some time, and site deleted your account for inactivity. That's extremely annoying. Oh yeah, so I think that Hack the Box Academy deleted my account without saying anything. But I just made a new one. Well, now we have to merge them all together. So I haven't done anything. It was just on stream where someone asked something and I was hopped in there. Oh, please don't use functions in new code. They are no longer maintained and the deprecation process has begun on it. See the red box? Learn about prepared statement instead. Here is a good tutorial. So, who will click these kind of links? Which was MySQL functions already produce e-deprecated warnings. The extension is not maintained. Well, actual answers then. Space girder to dishes and lost Matic. Yeah. So, oh my goodness. They don't understand that this will be oh, they were just thinking about the space after. Well, they don't know what they're talking about, which is annoying. The answer might be a better way than that. Rather than checking, simply turn it into what you're expecting. Yeah, but we're expecting a username, which was the example here. If we're filtering for business reasons. So let's, yes, there's a way. For very obscure edge cases, long answer isn't too easy. There's a base of an attack demonstrated here. Someone's blog. We can look at that link. Attack. So let's start off by showing the attack. Okay, so they actually put it in here too. Yeah, so this is interesting, right? /x. We need encoding both.
Time to rest here. Need to prepare for an IT interview. Hope to catch the stream soon.
Okay. Good luck with the interview. Good luck. And thanks for being here. Keep me company. Yeah, so 27 there is this. Let's just try 27.
Thanks. Good luck with the war game.
Thank you, thank you. So, well, we can type the rest ourselves. I don't think the rest of the characters are special even. So we're actually going to continue on this one, or we could just simply do there, because I know that this user exists, so I don't need to OR it. So let's just copy this one so we have it in memory. So that's what's created, which doesn't seem very nice, right? So what if we log in now? So we got the information back. It worked as it's supposed to, and it didn't make this it didn't actually make it anything at all. And I'm assuming this is converted. Not selection source, just source. Oh my god, that's annoying. So, as we can see here, but this might just be converted on the output. And then we have this here. Just there. So, also the username is just this. So the backslash doesn't do anything at all. It's not useful. So let's hop back. So natas space, it will just say go away hacker. I think the thing here is to find the character which is okay to do, and I think we'll go to burp to do this because it's easier, right? So it's time to like go through the characters that are actually white space, because it's almost like a hint what we're supposed to do, that there are a certain number of characters that are, you know, checked and others are not. So yeah, natas28 plus. So let's send this to repeater. First of all, what would happen if we do a space instead of a plus? It will just break it. Go away hacker. Yeah, so it still says go away hacker. So if we think now, let's swap it. So I think this is more like logical to use URL encoding up here, right? Also the 27 one wouldn't work with let's see what happens if we no. Sorry, I'll switch screens. I'm not reading everything.
Upliarte
It's
says,
too late.
hello, I don't speak English but I want to support a greeting. Translated from Spanish.
Hello.
Fixerbot says,
welcome Raiders. Upliarte brought 2 friends to the party.
Welcome in, Raiders.
Go drop them a follow.
Yeah, go for it. Welcome in, welcome in. What were you doing on stream? Let's check here for a second. Spanish, okay. So the TTS has functionality here. So I can send messages
Upliarte
in other
says,
languages.
oh, I need that translator, ha ha ha. Translated from Spanish.
So let's select the Spanish voice. So this will sound very odd. So let's just any Spanish here. I don't know the Spanish voices. And let's change it to Spanish, right? Spanish, and say welcome in. What? What did you do on stream?
Bienvenido. ¿Qué hacías en la transmisión?
Was it okay?
This in advertising now. Translated from Spanish.
Okay. So did it put that in chat?
Well, I have to leave the computer. It's time to put the children to bed. Translated from Spanish.
Buenas noches. Y gracias por la redada.
So let's see if this is in the chat too. All right. Yes, it puts it there too. Welcome in, welcome in. So this is neither English or Spanish or any other language.
I'm back from the ads. Translated from Spanish.
Okay.
Did you create that? Translated from Spanish.
This was created by Security Live.
Esto fue creado por @SecurityLive.
So it's tts.bot, the page. So you can go to tts.bot in your browser.
It's great. Translated from Spanish.
Very.
I'm hallucinating. Translated from Spanish.
Yeah, so we can keep this up. Yeah.
Oops, the children cheer me up, I have to go. Translated from Spanish.
Good night.
Thank you very much, thank you. Translated from Spanish.
Buenas noches. Menor que 3.
Fixerbot says.
New follower
Buenas
apply
noches.
Arte. Less than 3.
So, yeah, I don't speak much Spanish. I actually had Spanish a little bit in school. So I don't remember much. I guess I could say how old I was or something. I should practice Spanish. Right, let's do a few shoutouts too, right? So I think I used to have an automatic one. So of course we need to shout out. I'm just copying the name here. So let's go here, there, and then we'll do I know there's a timeout, so let's do security live, which is in the messages slot, right? So I'm just checking here. Oh, did I post a TTS message? Probably. Because when it wasn't working, I posted. And now it works again, so I should open it again. So, let's do TTS. No, it's totally disabled. Because I was using another TTS, I didn't want to like... it's a timer for TTS here. This is supposed to be enabled now. So if we do the same TTS again, then we should get a message now for security live. Let's not stop it. Let's keep it running, and let's go check so that I don't misspell. Yeah, so there's 2 security lives here, and I think that, yeah, it's an underscore. I thought so. Yeah. So because I know that There was a raid for the wrong one. But you have to follow Security Live. Is great. He's built us. Right? So I'm not sure there are any videos here, but he also has... Oh yeah. So on the about section he has a YouTube channel. Right? So there's a link for his YouTube here. The YouTube channel has videos. No, it's not a lot here too. Okay, so he's like removed all the live ones. Okay, I thought they might be there still. So I'm hoping he will start streaming again. It was a bit ago since he streamed. Yeah. Top subs. Me. Oh, 12 months. Right. Yeah, so of course I continue subbing to him. I don't do it. I have like 2. I don't have that much money. Right? So, like doing it to 2. And I'm using his TTS, so of course I should pay for it, right? I'm also hoping that he will stream again soon. So, 2 follows, you might make it happen. So, add slashes versus MySQL real escape string. Yeah, we're past 8 hours. Versus MySQL real escape string, debate continues. And this is 2006. Right? Anyway, I don't think new pages will use this one after what we read before here. This one, and let's check the date of this, is 2020, and answered. It's edited 2020, but it's actually answered 2012, right? MySQL script will not protect you from this. The fact is that if you use single quotes around your variables inside your query, it's what protects you against this. Yeah, of course. The following is also an option. Didn't I even check if they use that? I didn't. Yeah, they were using variables. But did they do it? But we tried it, right? No, I didn't actually do that. I assumed something. You shouldn't assume stuff. So this is where it's created. And that's not what we're interested in. First, to validate user, and this will the user exists, right? Because we know the username. Because I was thinking natas28 must be the name, and it was correct. Yeah, so they are used here, which means that we can't do that. So just to check, because not checking is not smart. So, confirmed. Unfortunately, well, we want to have something to fight here. Well, it must... They don't understand the question, I think, either. They're just like one of those very square persons that don't read the meaning behind the words. So, int drop table. So we need to read the data in the table. We don't want to drop it most definitely, right? So whatever we put there is a string. We have this problem again, that everything is string, it's escaped. Let me go back to looking at the difference here. So nRT V. So, well, this might not be escaped. It might not actually be there. But let's try it actually. And what I'm thinking is to actually do it this way, right? So, come on. This is not in the default, is it? Yeah, it is in the default. So we will still get go away hack or whatever it was. Alright, we got the wrong password because that's interesting actually. It's just trimmed off. This is trimmed off, that's why. But we should get the message then. If this is trimmed. So what on earth could we possibly do? So what if we do this and we... Can we do that? No. So I actually clicked this. 27. Plus or plus 1 equals 1 plus minus minus plus minus. Control Shift. And then it's just done as a text. But the %00 character is gone. Okay. So if we run this again now, we will get username and password for this user. Which is not natas28, something different. So we could do a lot of these here. And we will still get wrong password. So what other white space is there? Like list all the white space. So I'm starting to get tired. So I'll ask ChatGPT to list list all white space characters in URL encoded format. Form feed. So this one definitely didn't work, right? So let's try this one. natas28 was created. But it's not the same natas28 because it was created, right? So I'm just a bit stumped over why it suddenly started doing this. Because if I do like a plus here, right? A space and send this, it will say go away hacker. And this apparently works like white space too. Oh, there should be 29. Sorry. So probably, maybe both works. Maybe both works. Now it says was created. And 00. Sorry. So we have go away hacker again. Yeah, it's supposed to be 28. We're just at 27. So 28. Wrong password for user. And if I swap to 29, it says go away hacker. This is interesting, right? Meaning it doesn't check for white space now, because when it was only doing that when it was creating it. So I want it to be like split and not really knowing and kind of creating one that is so similar.
Welcome Raiders. 0xdib3 Reuse brought 31 friends to the party.
Thank you so much
Go
for
drop
the
him a follow.
raid. Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you had a great stream. I was thinking about raiding you.
Tiberius says.
Hey, 8 hours and insane. D.
Well,
Fixabot
it's
says.
hard to...
New follower 0 Rio Byte.
It's hard to
Less
tear
than 3.
away from
Tiberius
this,
says.
Is.
So this one is tough. You guys, maybe I should actually ask you for help here, because it's kind of tough, this one. So, if you have a moment...
Natas.
Yeah, so we're on Natas 28 now. And it's kind of tough because
We have the source code right.
Yeah, we have the source code right. So first we have a check credential. It uses the MySQL real escape string here. And then we have, it does it here too, and here too, and also when it outputs stuff, it uses HTML entities. But it also has this thing here. It trims this. If trimmed version is not the same, it says go away hacker. And from the previous long ago SQL ones, I remember that the name will probably be natas28, and this one exists in the database, so we need just to log in as this one. Just. And I just, so it uses MySQL scribe string. It escapes these, among others, and trim uses these ones, but I see this like a hint to try and find something.
This one was good.
Yeah.
Apliarte says 0x tip 3 reuse. This one was good, translated from English. Translated from Spanish.
Oh, he's activated. You can't. You can't put it in chat.
Translated from Spanish.
So there is actually something you can do with Security Live's one. So you shouldn't put it in someone else's chat. But it's okay. It's okay.
I'm using it to translate your chat. Translated from Spanish.
Yeah, but you can't put it in.
AIM31D says.
Do it like that.
Chat hack. Apliarte says.
Yeah.
AIM31D. Chat hacking. Translated from English.
Yeah, so you'll have to turn it. You have to turn it off again.
AIM31D says. A hacker obvious can tongue. Apliarte says.
So anyway, if you have any tips on this, because I think
AIM31D, an
I'm
obvious
just...
hacker can p translated from English.
So we can't do this. It goes back and forth forever.
Spanish.
You have to turn it off, or I'll have to turn my TTS off.
Okay,
and that would be sad.
I removed it. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank
Translated
you.
from
Thank you.
Spanish.
So there is an alternative, but I don't remember the URL.
Tiberius says.
There are 2 clues.
Yeah. So yeah, if you can give me a tiny hint instead of a solution, that would be great. Because I really don't. Usually, I don't want hints at all. But now I think it would be nice.
But it's incredible. Translated from
is.
Spanish. Tiberius says.
Yeah.
Trim and the 64 reference.
Yeah. So I saw the 64 here. Substring. So I didn't actually look at the help for substring. We can do it too. So I was just asking this for white space characters here.
Trim happens before the substring.
Right, it does. So let's substr PHP. And let's look at it.
Fixerbot says.
Welcome in.
New follower Monkey Boy. Less than 3.
So let's see here. Yeah, also my brain is on 8.5-hour stream here now. So if I don't see things
New follower
at once.
0x-tib3 reuse. Less than 3.
So let's see here. Let's look at this. Returns part of a string. And I was just thinking it just does the first characters. I noticed that if I put in %00, I could put in how many characters, you know, a lot of characters, and nothing really changed there. But I don't think he sees them at all, so so I was kind of thinking of reading
Apliarte
you and
says,
continuing tomorrow, but now I can't
be careful.
stop.
When I reopened the page you came out again. I changed quickly. What's more, I'm going to do direct just to try it. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, so
Translated from Spanish.
when you set the channel on the TTS there, let's just 2 seconds on this. Do I have another link? So let's see. There's something called Live Translator too. so let's just test this. Okay. This is something too. You can
Okay, when you
use this
answer
one.
me, I promise to do my best to understand you, but I can't do it. Ha 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 ha. Translated from Spanish.
When he wants, right, so that's when you use the microphone. So, well, I could like put subtitles up for my voice too, but I don't think I can do it right now. I'm sorry. You can't have the TTS on. So I'll have to try and focus on the problem, right? I'm sorry.
I can't believe that your voice can also be translated. Translated from Spanish.
So I'm just typing here and it will translate it to Spanish.
Lo siento,
Oh.
tengo que concentrarme en el problema ahora mismo.
So sorry. Lo siento.
Okay, I don't bother you anymore. Translated from Spanish.
I will look at it for next stream, okay? And I shouldn't misspell stuff there, so...
Lo miraré para la próxima transmisión.
Okay. So let me read this from the start. So substring, return a part of the string, and
I
we
promise you
know
that I thought the same thing.
offset.
I already got very heavy. I'm very nervous when I discover something new. Translated from Spanish.
So the offset and the length, and this is 0 and this is 64, and we have the string.
Sorry so much.
No problem. So non-negative return string will start with the opposite position in the string containing from 0. For instance, in string ABCDEF, the character at position 0 is the character E, the character at position 2 is position C, and so forth. The offset is negative if offset is negative. Okay. Yeah, so it's not. It's just 064. Given and positive, the string return will contain. This is a tough one for me. If length is given and positive, well, contain at most length characters. Yeah, so. So I'm thinking the length of it. To check back to where it's used here. If this and the trimmed one is not the same, they're supposed to be the same. But this is like 64 characters. So you should add a lot of characters that don't say anything. But so I'm thinking I still need to use the username natas28 because that's the one that has the password. Or shouldn't I go for that one and just try to get some kind of SQLi? It's tough because I can't stop the string, and I double checked that we have these surrounding all of the SQL. So up here. No, I don't really know. Maybe tomorrow. But if you have a hint, another hint, I'm not, that advanced at this, so I'm learning.
Angry Moose in the Loose says, 8 hours with sequel. You are a brave one.
Well,
Kappa.
it's different things. So there's lots of different types of challenges. This one was putting stuff in a log file by putting it in our lots of fun things in here. Actually, it's very fun. That's why you can't stop doing it. But SQL ones, it was kind of long ago we had SQL. Yeah, so right. So I made a Python script here to do this one. So lots of fun stuff. But this one is the first one that I'm really like. But I felt like this before, and then I thought of it, So maybe it's time to stop streaming. Would it be kind of sad to do that now, right? Maybe I'll just think of it if I continue looking. So let's go back here. So the length. So I was testing here. If we go back, I tested a lot of these, and we got wrong password. It didn't see these characters at all. So they're not like in the string. Okay, let me switch gears. The power died. So it's like 4 hours. So use this one for 4 hours and the other one for 4 hours. It's charging again. So this is we still get the wrong password here. And it will be cut off anyway. But I don't see how I could use this. I mean, I guess we could... What happens if we put a lot of these in front of it too, right? What happens now? I guess it will say the same thing. No, it will say go away hacker, because now it kind of saw it there. So come on, I'm undoing. So this one, it says it created natas28. Only it's not the same natas28. This is kind of interesting, right? So it created a new natas28 when natas28 exists, and it's printed the natas28 and its password, but it's not the same natas28, right? And it will print all lines here of this array, and it will make the characters HTML. This, it would just add a plus after the 0C. We get a go away hacker. If we remove the plus, we get a natas was created again. and 29. I just thought for a second I used the wrong number. And this one says, right, this is also interesting. With natas29, it says go away hacker, but if I use 28, so this is something, we're close to something here. If you do natas28, which exists, it will not, you know, it will not get thrown out. It will get wrong password. But we can't create one called this, or we can't create with someone that doesn't exist. It will get the go away hacker. And if we did the 0D one instead, we get now we got go away hacker too. But if we do 28, this is such a mess. Now we got to go away hacker. Yeah, so I was probably typing something wrong. We have so many now. This is such a mess. Let's go back to the wrong password for user. C, it was C, not D. So if I go back to the late one here. Oh my god, so many C. And we send this one. And I can't see what screen you're watching. This one. Yeah. We get welcome for the account we created with this name. And it will reset the database every 5 minutes. And let's do 29. Was created. Yeah, so this like, it looks like nothing here in the output. Is this because of the HTMLification of it? But I think it will use the at or the ampersand something semicolon thing, you know. So if I were to use a username, well, we can do like odd characters in here. Well, that probably doesn't work very well, right? So will this work to send even? So the user and its HTMLified there was created. So it changed the quote there and everything. It's kind of interesting. But also I read about it being deprecated because it's not safe. So that's what I was doing here. I was reading about problems with that time. Trying to look at stuff. We just look at the first one. So is it safe? Not safe. Someone's GitHub project. How to bypass. And to exploit SQLite vulnerability. Oh, it's so warm in here. So it's time to open the window a bit again, I think. It's just 17.5 outside and it's 29 inside. Oh, whatever. You can survive a bit more, right? So PHP query is printf where what but it did not describe how to bypass a protection function. Okay, so okay. I guess this is a fake advisory. Maybe get people to visit their blog or see. Okay. So did I like open the wrong one? Oh, I think this was one. The one. So, so I'm torn between going to sleep because it's almost midnight, and I think my kid fell asleep 1 hour ago and probably will wake up earlier than me if I'm not still asleep soon. But also, you know. Can't stop right now, can I? So let's see here. So I will of course be streaming tomorrow again. Anyway, whenever I stop streaming, but maybe my brain is not in top shape right now. Let's do a bit more, like 15 minutes at least, right? And we don't have Tiberius to raid anymore. I did open it up here, you know, I wasn't just kidding. I was going to raid. So now it's a bit harder. Yeah, so maybe I should read the code again, look again, and try some stuff again. But I'm like feeling, is there nothing like more, not just questions? Is this something more? Not just questions and answers, you know. SQL injection is a serious security vulnerability. It's crucial to understand. The reliance on this function alone may provide vulnerable protection. BP function used to escape special characters in the string before inserting them into MySQL queries, ensuring safe MySQL queries are run in the database. However, it may not protect all forms of SQL injection attacks. The attacker can leverage certain techniques to evade the effects of this function and execute malicious SQL statements. Yeah, so this is the first one doing SQL again. So we've been doing other stuff. It's about sessions and session variables and lots of stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, it's SQL again. This accepts better alternatives with this function. Yeah, this is the one it uses. Bypassing MySQL real escape string with SQL injection example. Let's look at some examples and understand why SQL injection text bypass the function. So we have a database. Right, also I didn't look at what the actual length of our deed. We have the information here, right? Yeah, it's 64. So assume the usage of MySQL real escape string. Post username admin or so what? No. I have a script to test run this function right here. Let's see. Here. This is also the HTML test output. And it escapes stuff, you know? That's the function of it. That's the reason it's there. You will not get this. The provided PHP code uses deprecated for input sanitization attempts to prevent. However, it is vulnerable. The malicious input admin or can manipulate the SQL query. No, because we can't use this character. Potentially leading to unauthorized access as it injects a true condition. This is so annoying, right? Oh my goodness. The injected query allows unauthorized access. Well, maybe I'm using a newer version, right? But I'm kinda sure I did test it. So let's double check. Let's go back here and let's do natas. Oh, sorry, 28. And let's do or well, let's use the full thing, you know, not that it matters. So this is what happens. User natas was created because it's escaping the characters. No, I don't want to view the selection source. I want to view the source. So this is our username now. The JT query allows. Well, this is annoying. Let's just see what it says underneath. Yeah, I'm opening the window. So, it's not foolproof. Well, it's foolproof, I guess, but your example. Did I miss something? Was this not like... Why? Was this like an earlier version of this that didn't do the thing it's supposed to do? So this is like exactly the code we have. And it definitely does not work to put anything like this in there. So also this is confusing. This extension was removed in PHP 7. Better alternatives are, and then it's putting the thing that it said. You know? It feels like they replaced something in this and it broke. Let's close a few things. So I'm sorry, we can hear outside now. There's a plane passing by. People walking on the street in the middle of the night. I'm kinda close to Arlanda and close to Stockholm, Sweden, so... So let's... I think I read this enough. This was kind of funny page though. But this is from 2006, right? Yeah, it's not even in here. Yeah, and here's the list of the white space characters. So we didn't test all of them, but we got the kind of funny result from the C one. So D is found as white space. I think like kind of all of the rest. We can try them all again and see what we get, right? I don't think I tried all of them, so let's confirm. And I think I have this. I still have this in my head with the. Oh. So natas, and then we have. Let's do 20. And I'm assuming we'll get a go away hacker. And then we have 9, which is the tab. Go away hacker. And A, new line. Line feed. Go away hacker. And then we have D, go away hacker, and then we have B, vertical tab, go away hacker, and I think these are the ones that it found, you know, but C is different. It creates natas, and we can't see the special character, but when we run this again, it will log us in. And we will see the information in the database showing us that there is no password. This is the one we just created. It's not the same as natas29. And we also want 28, so I should like hop back to 28 in my here. So if we run this one, it will have been long enough to create a new one. We will be logged into this. We will not see natas28's password, which is what we want to do. So if we remove this, we will see that we don't have the password. Let's control space instead here. Natas. Oh, look. Right, so it creates. I forgot this character for some stupid reason. It wasn't there, right? So we can see that the username quote. So I kind of miss that all of the time now. So all of these were like misses. Wrong password for user natas28 is what we get when we have the actual correct name here. And if we now add the percent 0D and control space it again, we get go away hacker. And if we do C, we get user created. It's almost the same name, but it's not the same name. So I assumed I was just to log in as natas28, but maybe I'm supposed to do something else and just like get some kind of other SQLi and just print the whole table there somehow. But I still don't know how to use the 64 character limit to my advantage, because it will not still put any characters in there, right? Oh, maybe I should stop, but I still need the window. Have the window open for a bit now. It's so warm in here. So yeah, so I changed the stream name when we were playing with PHP. Right, so we were actually having this up too. And we have a PHP local server here. And we can play with it and test stuff. Let's, to actually see how this works. Let's get more of the code in here, right? And play with it more and see more stuff. So we can't actually run this function without having a database, because it requires a link. That's why I started this thing too. Oh my, I'm starting to get a headache. Maybe I should just sleep for today and start tomorrow again. Well, I guess I should listen to my body, right? So, anyone has any tips? Do you have any tips on what to do? So we're a 9-hour stream, and I have a limit for my streams for 10 under 10 hours, since if I go past that, it'll be a mess to upload to YouTube, because I have to split it first. That's a bit annoying. So no one started streaming just suddenly. just to give me someone to if there's someone nice, you know, to read, then it's much easier to tear away from the fun here. So let's search bypass instead, right? Video on it. And there was the same. Not safe. So, since I've never heard of this function before, that's why I needed to test it to let you know. The whole point of the function is to prevent injection. If someone found a bypass that would open holes in so many apps, it would patch within hours. Would be hell on earth. So I've succeeded bypassing this, but I don't know why. Original SQLI I want to bypass. Encode the space and equal in hexadecimal, but not apostrophe, and it works. Okay. So with 20s too. Well, we could try. So they just do this. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Let's see, what was his first thing here? Can you see the code? Because if it's not, you know, surrounded by single or double quotes, it's not the same. I don't have to put ones, but it would have been possible to make a SQLI. So I'd never seen possible. Break out from the single quotes, you'd need your own single quote in the ID, but if you do that, when you escape string will put a slash in front of it, which stops you from escaping the statement. Right, this is my problem. Yes, so nearly impossible. This is where my maybe still stopping injection, but if can be bypassed when everything relies on it. And this is 2016 too. Yeah, so yeah, tips are welcome. If you have any tips, it's welcome. Okay. I think that even if I try this tomorrow morning, maybe I will dream up a solution. But I don't think I have the knowledge. So a hint could be read this document. You know. To learn something that I need to know to understand this and be able to solve the problem, get the password. And I'll slash this from injection attacks. And this article. Bypass defense method. So sorry, I'm not reading it all, and I'm not reading it aloud. Instead random bypass the security is important to use and properly protect against injection attacks. To use, you should first establish a connection to the database. Yes, we know. Safe input. Fortunately, it seems to be. Works similarly, but it's not specific to MySQL, and can be used with other databases as well. So we could have used add slashes if we didn't want to connect to a database first. So this is a bad thing. It's not a good idea. Oh, this is horrible. Why would they call it this? This say never bypass. It would be the correct title, right? So here's some kind of other lab that uses this. So I'm kind of assuming that all labs using this will have... Okay. That was not useful. This lab shows how to bypass well, maybe it is. By using GBK encoding. Bypass authentication using GBK encoding. Video demonstration. So this is a video.
Hello everyone. Now we're going to be looking at the solution to challenge 11. Now challenge 11 is an advanced challenge and I personally quite like this challenge. So if I point to the URL, it's recommended that for this challenge you have burp running.
So let's
and
open
so that
this
you can
up.
see the request and
It's
response
late
going
enough to
through
watch
burp.
videos,
So if
right?
you say enter a username and password, you click on login, it will come back as
I
login
usually
failed.
never watch videos.
You can now play with the request in burp. So if we look at
burp
the
in
post
bright
request,
light mode. Oh
send
my
to
god,
repeater,
that's horrible.
then what you will find is that there in the 302 response which the server sends, it also displays the SQL query. That's because we wanted you to have a little bit more idea of what's going on. what you will find is that both the parameters are
Are
escaping
these
single
like
quotes.
free
So if we put a
things you can
single
do
quote in
too?
username and password field, you will find that both of them are escaped because they are using we are using a function called mysql real escape strings. That's how you make it safe from SQL injection. So you can see clearly that this is no way vulnerable to SQL injection. However, the clue is in the URL. It says /gbk. Now, in this particular case, the database supports a different encoding, not UTF-7, but GBK encoding. Now, you will have to read up this link which we have sent you in the solutions. That gives you a better idea of what's going on. But essentially, what will happen is if uh, we need to encode a character called in hex. We basically generate a character 0xbf, decode as ASCII hex. Yeah, this character here. So when we enter this character over this character in the, let me just copy this. When we copy this character and remember the hex code of this is bf, and paste it in the repeater, then the application and if we enter single quote as well in the URL, then the application will escape our single quote. So the application will make our single quote /single quote. Now the character, this particular character and the / character will combine together under GBK encoding and form another character. So essentially, our injected character and the / which the application will add to our single quote will combine together to become one character, and the result is that the single quote it will now be unescaped, and we can use this to bypass SQL injection or to bypass MySQL real escape string. So when we inject this and single quote or 1 equal to 1 hash, then what you will find, our query is now we've now been able to escape the single quote because these two characters have combined together to form one valid character under GBK encoding, and our single quote has now come out unescaped because this / is no longer escaping the single quote because it has combined with this character and formed one character under GBK encoding, and hence why you are seeing that the response now is a redirect to this page login_success.php and .302. Earlier what you were seeing is it was a 302 to error page. The location header was, if I can read it, location header was error.php, but now the location header is pointing you to the right success page. So now if we just follow the redirection to this page, we can just view this we can just bypass authentication. So if I copy this in my username space,
this is interesting.
I should be just able to follow redirect.
Is this an extremely old bird?
Okay, so if I now turn intercept on, I will copy the attack under proxy. Sorry, if we go back to the repeater section, if I copy this username,
I think
I turn intercept on.
Oh my goodness, what did it pop up now? Is that related to this video? I guess. So
that's how you make it safe from SQL injection. So the case, the data coding, idea of what's we need to encode a called
yeah, we'll see the numbers here.
We basically generate a character 0xbf.
Yeah, BF. So we can try this thing. But I'm thinking there's something else, right? Too.
Eileen Fuber says, "Hi.
Hi. Welcome in. So, let's try. First of all, I will let's do what did I do? Wrong direction. We want to decode. There we have the character, right? So let's look and see if we can do this on hours, right? So if we put this one here and see if it will combine, depending on.
I need to make career in cybersecurity. What should I learn?
Well, that's what I'm thinking too. I guess you could start studying on Track Me. I'll show you in a second. Let's just see if this one works first. On my local machine here. So will this one be different here? I don't think it was, right? But this is our local one. So
Ang31D says, the security space is big. Find an area you think interesting and start learning. Eileen Duber says, I'm in a year at take.
Oh, it of course depends on how much you knew before when you start learning, you know. If you already work, for example, with something in programming, IT, well, what do you work with now, you know? If you're just studying stuff, I'll just do this test and then I can...
Ang31D says, how much time can you put in? That is the question, not how long.
Right, so this doesn't really matter here, right?
Eileen Duber says, I am student.
Yeah, okay, so let me show you a page here. I think it's here. Let's type Track Me.